friends, I'm back with another video. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. Today my topic is mainly UGC NET economics, a vast subject that we need to cover. Now I am going to cover Unit 8 of NTA NET syllabus, that is Growth and Development Economics. Growth and development economics is mainly concerned with theories of economic growth, theories of economic development, sustainable development, some parameters, some indicators. Now I am going to start first topic of this unit and we go by topic wise. This is first video of topic 1. I'll upload the second video of topic 1 shortly. Okay, so let's start. What is economic growth and economic development? Economic growth is a very narrow term and economic development is a wider term. As we can see, in economic development, growth is itself included. That means we can say growth means just the quantitative terms like price stability, employment and balance of payment equilibrium, or we can say just quantitative instruments. What do you mean by quantitative instruments? Quantitative instruments means which can be measured numerically. For example, price, we can measure price in rupees, 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees. Similarly, employment. How many people in India are unemployed? How many people in India are employed? What is the employment rate? We can calculate these numerically. But in development, we only consider quantitative and qualitative instruments both. Qualitative instruments are those which are characterized by some features. Features like we can say health is improving in India, education, literacy rate is improving in India, literacy between men and women is increasing or decreasing. So in short, we can say those quantitative and qualitative instruments are covered by development, and economic development means all the indicators of an economy. For example, India is a developing nation. India is a developing nation. That means India is in the stage of development. Now, in this development phase, do we need to cover only price stability, employment or equilibrium? No. We need to cover each and every aspect of our economy. For example, our health sector, our social service sector, our literacy rate, plus these are also involved. So, in shortly we can conclude economic development is a wider term and economic growth is a narrow term. Both are not similar. Economic growth just means our income is improving. That means economic growth is happening. Economic growth, we can say economy is growing. Rate of growth, that in our economy, rate of growth. But in development, if we say economic development is taking place, that means our income is improving, our literacy rate is improving, our education sector is improving, our social service sector is also improving. That is one of the major important concept in UGC NET. Second, what are the indicators of economic growth? How can we say economic growth is taking place? We can say economic growth is taking place by three of the major factors, three of the major indicators. National income. National income means GDP, gross domestic product of the economy. National income is the total amount of income in our economy. It is the indicator of economic growth. Second is per capita income. Per capita income means income that is available for per person. For example, our national income is 10,000 and the number of population, number of people in our country is 10. That means this 100 is per capita income. 100 is the income for each of the persons. 10 persons, 100 income, that means 1000 national income. Per capita income is also an important indicator of economic growth. Why? Per capita income means how an individual person is growing. For example, per capita income in 1951 was 100, but now per capita income is 230 approximate. That means per capita income of per person is growing. Per person growing means economic growth is taking place. Next, per capita consumption. It is a very important indicator of economic growth. Per capita consumption is consumption expenditure of each individual in our economy. Now the question is, do we need to rise our consumption expenditure or decrease our consumption expenditure? Now, if we want economic growth to take place, we have to decrease our per capita consumption. That means per capita consumption decrease is applicable in underdeveloped countries. Per capita consumption will decrease, that means our savings will increase. Savings will increase, ultimately investment will increase, and ultimately production will be more. As we know, circle of production, circle of income, circular flow of income. We know if savings and investments are increasing, consumption is increasing, production is increasing. After that, growth, distribution and welfare. How distribution of income and growth affect the welfare of the economy? If economic growth is taking place, for example, Indian economy is growing at 8% per annum. Now, is that mean Indian economy is doing welfare as well? So, we can say if distribution of income is equal. What is equal distribution? Equal distribution of income means each and every person is getting the same amount. Or we can say there is no gap between rich and poor. All are getting equal income. So if growth is taking place and distribution of income is equal, we can say welfare is going on in the economy. But if unequal distribution is present in the economy, that means the gap between rich and poor is widened and the welfare of the economy is suffering. Next concept is indicators of economic development. Growth is just a quantitative measurement. We can say national income, per capita consumption. Now we talk about indicators of economic development. Majorly we have four major indicators. One is literacy level. Literacy level means the number of educated persons in our economy. Education does not mean nursery, pre-nursery. Education means till the age of 15, you are being able to write, you are being able to learn, you are being able to listen. This is the literacy level. How literacy is a measurement of economic development? Literacy rate, the number of persons educated in our economy represent the literacy level of the economy. As we know, in all of the Indian states, Kerala has more literacy rate because number of educated persons in Kerala is higher as comparison to number of uneducated persons. Second is low growth of population. Now, it is very important. Low growth of population does not mean population is not growing. It means population is growing but at a decreasing rate. Our income is growing at increasing rate and population is growing at diminishing rate. If it will happen, only then economy will grow. Rate of income higher than rate of population growing. Both are growing. Income is also increasing, population is also increasing. but the rate at which income is growing, it should be higher. Only then we can bear economic development. Next, decrease in inequality of income. Inequality of income means the gap between rich and poor should be lessened. Next, increase in the importance of service sector. As we know, Indian economy is majorly dependent upon agricultural sector. Now we have to give importance to our service sector as well. Service sector does not mean IT companies, MNCs. It also include banking, transportation, communication, power, social services, health, education, infrastructure as well. It is also an important factor for the economic development. Thank you.